Hey, sports fans, Kris Corey on location at the Curry Center here in the lovely campus, University of New Brunswick. Pleased to be joined by a friend of the show, familiar face to all the Moncton Magic fans in the NBL, the one and only Mr. Joe Salerno. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Hey, doing great.
Good.
Great to see you in the new digs here.
Yeah, it's great for you guys to come down to the Curry Center rather than me going to Moncton. So this is great. Happy to be back on the show.
Hey, happy to be back in the old stomping grounds here. Obviously, this wasn't here when I was around, but beautiful facility, probably one of the nicer facilities in Atlantic sport.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it's really been incredible. You know, having been here for about a year now. You know, really finding all the ins and outs of the Curry Center, and it's just an incredible place for our athletes to come here and train. And you know, it's a huge kind of pitch in our recruiting process. You know, when the guys see this venue, their eyes kind of light up, and yeah, it's just a great place to be.
Definitely. Well, like you said, in your start of your second year here with at the helm of the UNB Reds basketball program, big things on the horizon here for you guys. Your first sort of year able to recruit. Maybe tell us a little bit about your experience. First year in, obviously still dealing with COVID, inherited the team sort of that was here prior to that, and then what you've been doing this summer.
Yeah, no, first year in, it was certainly a transitional period, you know, for myself, for returning players. You know, anytime a new coach comes in, you know, there's going to be a transition. You know, COVID last year too, it was difficult to kind of get through the season. We had stops and starts. We had 5 games canceled in the second semester. But I mean, that's all kind of behind us now. You know, we're really looking forward to hopefully, you know, our first kind of COVID-free season where we can have a full AUS regular season schedule. Yeah. Certainly exciting time for us. You know, a lot of new faces here. You know, we have 10 new faces here you know, within our men's basketball program in terms of recruits and a few transfers. So, you know, just really excited to get going this year with kind of a group of players that we went out and recruited this spring and summer. And you know, I think we've done a nice job. Our coaching staff has done a great job bringing in some real talent, and you know, it's young talent, so it's time to start developing that. But certainly excited for this kind of second year to get going. Well,
and like you said, you were busy this summer. 10 new faces in camp. Maybe tell us some of the names here to keep an eye on this year. Like you said, you've been all over the country. And some big names coming in here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think obviously the few names you have to mention are even returning guys. Norm Burry, who's actually from Grafton, New Brunswick, AUS Rookie of the Year last year. You know, he was a first-team U Sport National All-Rookie Team guy. You know, he's coming in phenomenal shape. So looking forward to working with Norm again this year.
He played FHS?
He did. He actually played his last 2 years of high school at FHS.
For Kinger, and I think he played football too. I remember him on the
played for King. Well, he's built like a football player. He's built like a linebacker.
He's a tight end, so.
But he's got soft hands, right, for basketball. Yeah. And so no, he's been great. Looking forward to having him back. You know, as far as the new recruits coming in, you know, a few really exciting young players. You know, we found a point guard in Hamilton, Ontario, who actually had originally committed to Carleton University. Decommitted. We ended up grabbing him and bringing him here to UNB, which was a great get. His name's Eden Ochudi, 6'3", you know, point guard, and he actually played prep school at Potter House Academy in Jacksonville, Florida. So he was a great find for us.
So you're stealing recruits from Carleton.
Well, you know, it was funny. We had been recruiting Eden for a long time, and you know, he was very high up on our kind of recruitment board, and you know, at the end of the day, he decided to go to Carleton, and you know, which you can't blame him. Great program there, the best in the country. But it just turned out, I guess, you know, for him, it wasn't the right fit, and decommitted, and yeah, we kind of flew him up right away and showed him the place. So exciting to have him on board. A few other young names, Malik Grant, who's from Brampton, Ontario, just finished 2 years of JUCO in Texas at a junior college called Kilgore, which is a great junior college in the United States. So, you know, 6'6" wing, a lot of versatility. Yeah. And then there's another, you know, phenomenal shooter we brought in. Really excited about this. This guy's name's Marcus Barnes. He's from Kitchener, Ontario. Played some real high-level prep and AAU for the Northern Kings AAU program in Toronto. So, you know, I think we really kind of reached high this year in terms of recruiting. You know, tried to find some real talent, and you know, just very happy with what we ended up with.
Yeah, well, like you said, you put in the work this summer, and hopefully that's going to pay off for you here come season time. But like you said, not a lot of work on your plate, but you know, surround yourself with a pretty good staff here as well. Yeah. Help out with that. Maybe talk about some of the assistant coaches you have here on staff with you.
Yeah, I mean, really, our kind of lead assistant, Jeff Morrison, who's actually from Charlottetown, PEI. He's done a phenomenal job in terms of recruiting. You know, Jeff, I always say Jeff knows more basketball people in Canada than anyone else I know. And, he really kind of led the charge in that recruiting, and he's found an awful lot of talent. Funny story, Jeff used to work with me a little bit in the NBL Canada, and you might remember the name Trey Kell, who was the NBL Canada Finals MVP with the Magic, and, Jeff was the guy who found Trey Kell, when I was with the Magic. So he's done the same thing here. He's done a great job recruiting, and Kyle Arsenault is another assistant coach we have here, former Acadia Axeman, but he's actually from the Fredericton area. He's another one of our staff guys that has just played a big part. So, certainly it's been a group effort, and it has been a lot of work. It's certainly nothing I can do on my own. So, both those guys have been instrumental in bringing some real talent to UNB.
No, like you said, you brought in a lot of new familiar faces, young faces that you now have a chance to develop. Any difference from the pro game coaching guys to the university level? Do you spend more time explaining things compared to, say, a pro league where you say, hey, you run this pick and roll, this is how you do it? Or
yeah, it's a huge difference. It's a bigger difference than what I anticipated before I came here.
Okay.
I think at the pro level, coaching those guys, they've all played at high level, university, NCAA, et cetera. And I mean, those guys know what they're doing, so you're really kind of, more just kind of guiding the team and building team chemistry. And, I think with these younger guys, it really is more about teaching them.
Yeah.
And, for me, it's about teaching them good habits now as a young player and showing them, concepts that's played at the pro level. And then it's really just kind of staying on them. And but it's fun. Like I said, big adjustment last year. But now that I've been here, I have a year under my belt. It feels a lot more comfortable this year and a lot more exciting.
Yeah. A pretty proud alumni here too with basketball programs of days gone by here at UNB. How much support have you guys had from the community and from basketball, just in Fredericton in general, a pretty big, proud basketball community? Yeah,
it really is, and that was one of the things moving to Fredericton last August. I was really shocked at really how big the basketball community is. I think basketball may even be a little more popular here in Fredericton than in Moncton, which was surprising to me. The alumni and community has been great. I mean, they're great supporters. I'm still kind of making my rounds and meeting a lot of these, great people that we have in that support role and people who donate to the program, et cetera. We actually just had our UNB Reds golf tournament a few weeks ago at Kingswood, which was great. Had the opportunity to meet a lot more alumni, and we had a full field, and it was a great day. So still just kind of building those relationships, but the support is there, and I think a lot of people are excited about this kind of new class of players we have in, and what we potentially could do over the next several years.
Like you said, in talking to some of the alumni, they're excited for where the program's headed and the job you've done so far. On a separate note, how's the golf game?
It could be better. It could always be better. Didn't have an opportunity to play as much this summer as I would have liked. I commented earlier, I would have liked the recruiting to be done by June and get some golf in, but just didn't shake out that way. So I haven't put the clubs away yet, though. Maybe a little fall golf.
A couple more weeks left.
Sneak in a round or two.
I saw you get a couple rounds in with Johnny Gonzalez, so he'll keep you on the straight and narrow.
Always. Yeah.
Beautiful, but like you said, exciting upcoming season here for you guys. Lots of new faces in here. What's the one thing, I guess, going into the season that you sort of set out as a goal or sort of a benchmark here for the team going into the season? Yeah,
I think for me it's just being competitive every night. This is a young group, but I do believe it's a talented group, and it's a group that has the talent to compete in this conference. But I think there's going to be some ups and downs with young guys, and we have a lot of 18-year-old kids in here that are going to be playing against 23, 24-year-old men, fifth-year seniors. So. It's exciting, but I think for us, we want to be competitive every night and try to get a little better every day, and just try to start setting these guys down the right path. Really exciting. We actually have a preseason tip-off event coming up as well here at the end of the month, September 30th, October 1 and 2. Really the first opportunity for people in Fredericton or New Brunswick to get a look at this kind of new look Reds. Bringing in Lakehead University from Ontario will be here for that event. Acadia will be coming in as well as St. Thomas. So I know everyone's kind of excited for that. I know our guys are certainly excited for that. And it's a really exciting time as the season's just about to get underway.
I can't wait to see you play. Looking forward to season tipping off here for the UNB Reds. Big thanks to head coach Joe Salerno. Great things on the rise here for the Reds, and look forward to seeing you on the court and